Nebraska has tons of sports memorabilia for Huskers and other hard-to-find teams.
And Stop and Shop Funko Pop has all your Funko and anime needs. It's your one-stop shop on one block at 6200 Havelock.
6200 Havelock Avenue.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Welcome to Friendly Neighbors. Welcome to maintenance-free living. Welcome to Carriage Glen. Welcome home. It's everything you'd want in an active 55-plus rental community right here in Lincoln. Spacious floor plans, numerous amenities, beautiful surroundings near Holmes Lake, and much more. Plus, with Carriage Glen's current move-in special, you can save thousands if you act now. Carriage Glen invites you to take a personal tour or visit them online at carriageglenoflincoln.com. Discover the place you'll love to call home.
Hi, I'm Charlie Stone, and joining me is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, are you there?
Yes, I am, Charlie.
Hey, Andy, I saw on television you have more than 500 new Hondas in stock or on the way. Now, I'm sure the listeners would like to hear more about that.
Well, Charlie, it's true. We have truckloads of new Hondas arriving just about every day. What's different is you won't see them on the lot very long, because most all of them are pre-sold. And that's what we're encouraging all of our customers to do, is get in here, get their order in as soon as possible.
Well, tell me, Andy, will they have to wait long?
Not really. It could be a few days or maybe even a few weeks, but not long at all. So I really invite everyone to come on out and experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Thank you, Andy. Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln.
Gary Michaels Clothier's 38th anniversary sale is happening now. Our entire new fall inventory will be marked 20 to 50% off. Suits, sport coats, sweaters, sports shirts, shoes, and outerwear all 20 to 50% off. Famous brand names like Marcello, St. Croix, Bobby Jones, Byron, Monterizari, and Jack Victor all now 20 to 50% off. Don't miss Gary Michaels Clothier's 38th anniversary sale and come see us in our new location in Village Gardens, south of 56th and Pine Lake Road. You be there.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
They really appreciate what she's done as a sister as well as a soldier and, supporting their country.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join.
Family members that are soldiers in the Army National Guard inspire and influence, setting a path for others.
It's validating knowing that, I kind of did my part to make sure this is what they actually wanted and that they feel the same way I do. I'm really proud that we get to help shape the future. And I know that my sisters are going to be amazing soldiers.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share in.
A lot of pride, and they're just out there doing something every day and then serving the country as well.
I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, maybe I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You good? Welcome in. Happy Monday, folks. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Nick Sainer and Enrique Alvarez Clary with you today. Hello, Rico.
Hello.
How was your weekend?
It was fantastic. How about yours?
Not
I heard
too
you
bad.
were playing some Keno.
I sure was.
I've never played Keno.
I feel like Keno's a pretty Nebraskan thing.
Yeah.
I really do. I not being 21, that's kind of the
That's all you can
the
do.
Gambling
Tragic.
What
a tragedy.
suffices my gambling. Yeah. So Keno, not bad. Yeah, I played light. I didn't bet too much on Saturday. But I'll say it again. This is my motto, and I just told Happer this once again. Never stop playing the game you love.
You're so wise for being so young.
I am a philosopher.
What are you, a philosophizer now?
Philosopher Nick Standard. All right. As always, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line. Both those are open for you all hour long, as well as on the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. You can interact with the show that way. Hope you guys had a good weekend as well. Once again, thanks again for everybody that showed up to Upside Bar and Lounge. That was a lot of fun. Good stuff there from DP for the first hour from 5 to 6. Then The Truth with Kobe and CJ. They had a couple guests. Derek Walker, Damian Daniels was there. Damian D Boogie, I walked up to him right when he got there, or right after he got off the air. I said, D Boogie, don't. I said, I don't want any trouble. I said, I don't want any trouble now. I said, I get that your hands are strong.
You should have put him in a headlock.
I don't want it. And he's like, no, man. He's like, we're good. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I got
put him in a headlock.
I got the pass from D Boogie. All right, we get this off the text line from Ellison, Illinois. And this is kind of what I was laughing at pre-show. I've been listening to the stream in the car for the last hour and a half. Multiple times you guys mentioned the pregame coming up, but there's no point mentioned what it was a pregame for. I have no idea what sport is about to come on the air. So Ellison, Illinois, the pregame is getting ready for this show. It's called the Happy Hour. And so before you go out, you pregame, and here we are. And so me and Rico joined Tom and Bach at the last segment of their show to do a pregame, get ready for the Happy Hour. Don asked, are we even doing the rush for the first text of the show? No, it's kind of died. We've kind of let that die as well.
It's kind of sad, but you know what, Don?
Yeah.
Congratulations. You are today's
and the final,
and probably the final winner of nothing.
So we're going to start out this way. I'm still kind of in that bye week mode. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I kind of am in that still of bye week for Nebraska. Some people talk to the media today. We'll touch on that a little bit. Adrian Martinez and Scott Frost more specifically. But then I also want to look back on this weekend. There was a little bit of breaking news a little over an hour ago from the Big 12 conference. Texas Tech football, they fired their head coach, Matt Wells, after going 13-17 in his third season. He is 5-3 this season. He was Cliff Kingsbury's replacement. So he is out.
It's so weird.
And it sounds like their offensive coordinator is going to take the interim role.
Is that weird? Is that weird that a coach has a winning record? I mean, he hadn't done well the previous couple of seasons, but he currently has a winning record going into a big game
against Oklahoma.
And the athletic department decides, you know what? This isn't good enough. You've turned the program. I don't know if he's turned the program around, but from where you had it, you've got more wins than you had the previous 2 years. You've kind of turned the program around from where it was, but we want to go in a different direction. What if it gets worse? Like, what if?
Well, is that a fear here? Okay, we can do this to Nebraska. Is there a fear that happens?
I don't think it can get worse than it already is, unless you go winless. Which, I mean, I guess.
Is that fear in folks' minds at all?
I mean, obviously, when you have people that say if Scott Frost can't turn it around, then who can?
Yeah.
You know, you've got those people out there who believe that, you know, the native son, the guy who's from here, grew up here, you know, didn't come here at first, but decided to come back and led you to a national championship.
Yep.
If that guy can't get it done, the guy who understands Nebraska and everything that it stands for, then, you know, nobody else can come in and do the same job, which is just false. But whatever, we're not going to touch on that right now. There are people who believe that it can get worse than it already is, but if Scott Frost were, you know, everything stays the same the first couple of years, and this year he's, you know, 5-3. I don't think anybody is calling for, well,
no,
you know, maybe it's not
progress.
Maybe it's still not good enough. I don't really know if there's been enough progress to keep moving forward. Maybe we should just cut him loose and look for somebody else, because that's what it seems like Texas Tech is doing, where they've shown progress. They've won more games than they have before, and the administration has decided, you know what, we're going to move on. This isn't exactly what we're looking for. Unless there's something else underlying there that just hasn't come out, which I'm not going to speculate at. Right now, I'm just going to go with they thought that 5 wins wasn't enough for some reason.
Let me read this little thing from the article from ESPN. It says the Red Raiders were 5-3 this season, but Wells was just 7-16 in Big 12 games. Only 2 of those wins were against teams that finished with a winning record at the end of the season. In 2019, against an 8-5 Oklahoma State team, and in 2020 against a 6-4 West Virginia squad. Last year, Texas Tech finished 4-6. He fired offensive coordinator David Yost, who had come with him from Utah State, and replaced him with Cumbie, who is now the interim head coach. So Sonny Cumbie, who played quarterback at Texas Tech for Mike Leach between 2000 and 2004. So that is coming out of Lubbock. Matt Wells, done. After going 5-3 this year.
Weird.
And
so weird.
Yeah, 13-17 in 2.5 seasons or so. They have a big game against Oklahoma this week. So didn't even give. Well, I don't want to say didn't give him a chance, but here
they
is.
didn't.
Didn't give him a chance to beat Oklahoma. All right, Rico. It was a decent weekend on the NBA side as well.
It was.
It's right now. It's 2:10. I'm going to give myself to 2:11. So less than a minute to talk about the Bulls. I have things jotted down.
Oh, you have things jotted down. Okay.
I have jotted down,
ahead.
so I know exactly what I'm saying. They are 3-0. Chicago, they play Toronto tonight, New York on Thursday, and Utah on Saturday. They need to rebound a little bit better, but that's not surprising at all because they're pretty undersized. DeMar, at age 32, doesn't seem to be slowing down. He's averaging 21 points and 6 boards. Chicago is the fourth.
Sorry, keep going.
Chicago is the 4th best defense in the NBA through 3 games. And it makes me feel confident about taking a bet that they'll finish 7th or higher.
Okay.
And I did that in 40 seconds.
Look at that. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Do you want to do the same thing for your Knicks real quick?
You're 3-0. I don't need a minute. They're 2-1. They're playing great. Their last loss, they kind of fell asleep after going up by double digits against the Orlando Magic, who they had beaten the brakes off of the previous game. Their next 3 games, they have the Sixers tomorrow on TNT. Then they've got Knicks Bulls, and then they finish up October with the Pelicans on the 30th.
What do you want to do for Thursday's game? What should be on the line for Thursday's game between the Bulls and the Knicks?
I don't know, lunch.
Okay, that's fine. All right, let's move on.
You want to do something else? What did you have in mind?
We always do lunch. That's what it always has.
Okay, then what do you want? You have something else in mind? Come up with something.
Maybe we can talk. The text line's usually good at this as well. They're good at figuring out ideas. Let's talk about the Big Ten West for a moment.
Hold on. Eric and Lincoln says, true or false, John Morant will win an MVP someday. I'm going to go with false.
Ooh. Do you have a reason?
No, not really. I just think there are way too many great players in the league. I think he'll be stuck on that will he, won't he win an MVP type thing. He'll always, I feel like John Morant, after a couple of these stars retire, will always be in the running or talked about as an MVP. But currently, I don't think, his game leads to many highlights and great things to talk about for weeks on end. But I don't know if he stays in Memphis, if he will win an MVP.
Too small of a market? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just don't think. I just don't have faith in Memphis, like just as a whole organization.
Interesting. He's averaging 35 a game through 3 games. I understand it's a small sample size.
But he also has to contend
19.
with Luka Doncic, Trey Young, is Nikola Jokic. Like there's so many people who are,
younger,
a little older or right around the same age as John Morant that will probably keep him from winning an MVP.
How's Trey Young's start to the season gone? Through 2 games, 21.5. So not bad. Not bad at all. Interesting. That's it. I would go true, actually. He'll definitely be in contention.
Oh, yeah, I'm saying he'll be in contention. I don't think he'll ever win one, though.
I don't know. I feel like once the era of Steph Curry and that kind of group of players moves on.
But you think he'll play better
I would take
than Luka Doncic or Trey Young or Nikola. Like all those guys are around the same age as John Morant.
I feel like
one of them already has an MVP. Luka Doncic has been in MVP conversations the last 2 years.
Yes.
Trey Young kind of made his splash entrance into superstardom into the postseason last year.
I think
that's 3 right there.
Going forward, I feel like Luka is probably
You've got Zion.
Yeah, but Zion hasn't been able to stay healthy. He's not healthy right now.
I know, but right now, we're just saying. I mean, John Morant, he's been able to be healthy, but he's very explosive. The last time we saw an extremely explosive point guard was Derrick Rose, and we know what happened there. Hopefully, praying that nothing bad ever happens to John Morant. But the way that his game is structured right now, he's very explosive, and that takes a toll on your knees.
So do we feel like to win an MVP, he needs to be on a different team?
I think he would need to be in probably, like you said, a bigger market, and possibly work on I don't know, man. It's just it's hard. It's hard, but I don't know. His I don't know, man. I just don't see it.
Okay, that's fine. All right, there you go, Eric and Lincoln.
If Trae Young only plays the Knicks, he's unanimous MVP every year. That is true.
He did play well. Kidoba guy Zion is fatty McFat.
He was north of 300
what's
pounds.
He measuring at?
He was north of 300 pounds this offseason, he said.
What's he measuring?
Have you seen the pictures from last season during the season compared to this this preseason, like when they were doing like media days and stuff?
No.
The dude's face is a circle now. Like he looked strong and in shape. He still looks strong, but he looks like a squishy strong.
I'm going to look up Zion Williamson 300-pound pictures.
Sounds like you're saying John Morant is more explosive than Westbrook. No. Westbrook, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Let's talk about Westbrook.
Westbrook is explosive, but Westbrook is an aggressive explosive. Like when he dunks, it's not because obviously he's skying high because he's only 6'3". He's skying high, but the way he dunks, it's like the rim owes him money. John Morant's more like a fluid explosive.
Zion was a big fella.
He's
sorry. Okay.
Like he floats through the air. Like if you saw last night his Michael Jordan-esque layup where he went up like he was going to dunk it and kind of had 2 Lakers around him, decided to pull it back down and reverse it off the other side of off the backboard.
How many?
He's extremely explosive and extremely flashy. I just don't know if his game with I don't know how many assists he averages, but he could average more, would lead to
Russell, you're saying?
Would lead to more MVPs or a MVP.
Are you talking about Russell there?
I was talking about
Ja. Yeah, Russell's
not having a great start to the season.
12 a game. Interesting. Yeah,
it took Carmelo Anthony being the leading scorer for the Lakers to win a game, and that should not be happening. And I love Carmelo Anthony.
Rico, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm seeing this Lakers talk coming up across your timeline on Twitter and stuff, and it catches me off guard every single time because
it's like every once in a while, like I'll retweet like one thing that talks about Carmelo Anthony and the Lakers. Mostly Knicks, though.
Of course. Westbrook won MVP after extremely aggressive, explosive season. Yeah.
Yeah, he also averaged a triple-double for the first time since Oscar Robertson did, which is why he won an MVP. And then, as you noticed, he averaged a triple-double for the next 2 seasons and didn't win an MVP.
I'm trying to look up Russell's stats here. 22, 11. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, yeah.
And his seasons are always aggressively explosive.
Yeah, he's definitely a slasher, dude.
He took off after Kevin Durant left. He took more of the scoring load and decided to become a do-it-all player, which led to an MVP and some decent success getting to the playoffs, at least.
Do you think he'll work out in LA?
Westbrook?
Yeah.
I think it'll be fine, but
it's not going to be
I don't think he can be the starter.
It's not going to gel as well as people were kind of expecting or hoping for.
No.
Because he needs to
move to the bench and be a second unit guy.
He needs to be the guy on the second unit.
He cannot run with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and apparently DeAndre Jordan is their starter, which I still don't understand why he is not a starter in today's game. But you've got LeBron bringing the ball up court. You're asking Westbrook to be a spot up of some sort, and he's not a good shooter.
No.
So unless he can turn that around, I think he needs to run with the second unit and run that while you have Rajon Rondo running with the first unit because he's more of a facilitator. And he has a better jump shot than Russell. Still not a great jump shot, but he has a better jump shot than Russell, and he works better off the ball. And to me, at least, is a better defender. Not as aggressive of a defender. Like if he gets the ball, if he steals the ball in the open court, it's not going to be a highlight play, but he will always make the right decision when he has the ball.
Here's an interesting one.
Because Westbrook is averaging north of 4 turnovers a game currently, I believe.
Here's an interesting one because his plays really elevated over the last year and a half or so. Well, we can do both. 2 guys on the Celtics, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I feel like Jaylen Brown has a better shot at winning the MVP, but Jason Tatum might be the better player. If that makes sense. Because his game, Jaylen Brown's game he's a better shooter.
Jaylen Brown's game is streaky. Jason
He's
Tatum
been
is more
pretty good,
more consistent. Jason Tatum is the best player on that Celtics team. He is the better player on that team. He's more consistent than Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is more of a volume shooter scorer who, when he gets hot, as you saw in the very first game, can go off and take over a game.
Could not miss.
But Jason Tatum, it hasn't really shown up, but he is the better player. He's more of a consistent shooter. I know saying this right now with what he did against the Knicks is kind of crazy. But he's a better shooter, more consistent. He scores in a variety of ways, and I think he's more well-rounded than Jaylen Brown is.
I would agree. He's better down low, big time. Last time out, Jason Tatum against the Rockets on Sunday, 31 points, 12 of 24 from the field, 9 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal.
He scores effortlessly. Like he'll put up 30 points, and you won't realize that he put up 30 points.
Yeah, but then he has those nights where it's 2 from 15 from beyond the arc against the Knicks, and where's it going?
That's just RJ Barrett putting him in jail.
How could I forget that? One more thing here before we get to break. Let's talk about Husker Volleyball real quick. Because, wow, they are on fire. They're playing extremely well right now. Beat number 7 Purdue on Saturday to improve to 10-0 in the conference.
There was a point where they were down.
Place.
There was a point where they were down 22-12.
Didn't they go on a 10-1 run?
Yes.
Isn't that what happened?
Well, it wasn't. It was 10-1 because then it was up to 23-22, and then Purdue kind of shut the door. But they were down 22-12 at one point, and I'm listening on my phone, and I'm just like, just get this first set over with, get on to the second set, and let's go. And they just put on a clinic with Kenzie Knuckles serving the ball for, I think, 6 straight points. Just getting ace after ace, and it was beautiful to listen to. Obviously, I wasn't watching it, but listening to it was fantastic. John Baylor does an amazing job of painting a picture for you, and that just kind of set the table for the rest of the matches because they put on a clinic and showed Purdue who the better team in the Big Ten really is.
Yeah, they'll have to.
And they brought in Lexi Sun earlier than I believe they wanted to, and with Lexi Sun coming in the second set, and John Baylor. Talking about, they're going to have to bring her in earlier than they expect to. It makes me believe that when Lexi came back, she came back to school to finish out her education and, wanted to stay on the team, but knew that with these freshmen coming in and with everybody there, that she would be taking a back seat. So she's completely fine with coming in later in games and being like a spark plug. When John Cook needs some points, when he needs, somebody to come in and set the table and set the tone, he'll bring in Lexi Sun for a little bit to just, get a couple of kills. And she's also still a pretty good server.
Yeah, Lexi.
And also great on defense.
She didn't have the best game, but it's also partially her leadership probably out there as well. 4 kills on Saturday against Purdue. I think I saw. And so Nebraska's first place in the conference. Wisconsin's 9-1. They're second. They play each other on Wednesday. Obviously, one player that you have to watch for on Wisconsin team is Dana Retke. She's 6'8". She's a 4-time All-American. Just a huge playmaker for the Badgers.
They've also got another girl in there that's like 6'9". So they've got 2 massive ladies in there who are going to pose a problem right there up against the net for the Huskers. But Wisconsin ran into a little bit of trouble against Penn State. It took them to 5 sets. They had to rally and win the 4th and 5th sets to win that game. And you saw Nebraska go up to Penn State and, sweep the Nittany Lions. I'm not going to look too much into it, but that makes me feel a little bit more confident for the Huskers going up against Wisconsin.
Yeah, so Wisconsin are winners of 9 in a row. Their last loss came on September 24th at Maryland in 5 sets, 3 sets to 2, obviously. Maryland beat Wisconsin there. But like I said, Nebraska hosts Wisconsin on Wednesday, 8 p.m. BTN. Then they have Minnesota on Saturday, which will be a good one as well.
It's a nice 2-game stretch.
Penn State and Minnesota are tied for third in the conference with a 7-3 record in the Big Ten. Once again, Maddie Kubik led the way with 15 kills for the Huskers. Kayla Caffey came back strong, had 14 on Saturday.
Putting a hole in the court.
Yeah, and man, I got to watch her a little bit in high school since she is is in state. Lindsay Krause, when she gets up, she puts an angle on the kill that it's almost impossible for any person to dig. And so that's really dangerous when Lindsay Krause gets rolling. She had a good game. I think I saw she had 13 kills on Saturday as well. Lexi Rodriguez continues to impress.
She is all over the court.
She led the way in digs once again on Saturday.
Wouldn't be surprised if she gets Freshman of the Week again.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Maddie Kubik gets Player of the Week.
It'll be her third one.
This is the 10th straight match that Maddie Kubik has led the way in kills for Nebraska, and they've been 10-0 in the conference. So there's some correlation there. Give Nebraska credit also on Saturday, and I was listening to this on the radio, and Lauren Cook kind of talked about this for a brief moment about worrying about Maddie Kubik's conditioning to an extent, because Purdue, knowing that Nebraska wants to set to Maddie Kubik quite often during the match, they're going to target her in the serve game so that she has to get the serve receive, then get lined up ready to kill it as well. Give her credit. That didn't seem to bother her that often. She had quite a few digs to go along with it. That is Maddie Kubik.
Well, I think with Lauren Stiverts coming back and Kayla Caffey coming back and the addition of the extremely talented freshman, you're going to set up Maddie Kubik for a lot more kills, but with the talent surrounding her, even if she gets to serve receive and she puts a nice pass up to Nicklin for the set, she doesn't have to really worry about being in the exact right position, because there's so much talent surrounding her that if she's not ready and Nicklin wants to serve it somewhere else, they're totally fine, and they're not really worried about we're going to go to Maddie Kubik every single time. We've got Stiverns coming on the slide. We've got Kayla Caffey in the middle. We've got the talented freshman on the edges. Like, you've got so much going on there that I think that even if she's, getting the serve receive, she'll be all right.
Yeah, absolutely. And she showed that on Saturday. All right, let's go ahead and take our first time out of the day. When we come back, we'll dive into a couple of things that Scott Frost and Adrian Martinez had to say earlier today as we get you ready for Purdue this Saturday. We'll do all that next here on the Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike Shaver here for Trek CBD. There's a lot of CBD shops opening up in Lincoln, but Trek CBD focuses on quality above all else. Their products are from local CBD company Nico Farms and are third-party laboratory tested. They have products that can help with stress, anxiety, pain, relief, and more, and have a wide selection of Delta 8, including Serene 8. Trek CBD is locally owned and operated. Go visit Scott or Shannon at their 84th and Highway 2 location or at 27th and S, or go online to Trek CBD with free delivery. Trek CBD done right.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air's motto is our family serving yours. That starts with how we hire. We go through an extensive interview process to really get to know you and show you who we are. We want to help you build a great career, be challenged, have fun, and bring home an excellent weekly paycheck. We offer competitive wages with benefits, including a day off for your birthday. Apply to be a part of the John Henry's family at jhlincoln.com. That's jhlincoln.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
Welcome to Friendly Neighbors. Welcome to Maintenance-Free Living. Welcome to Carriage Glen. Welcome home. It's everything you'd want in an active 55-plus rental community right here in Lincoln. Spacious floor plans, numerous amenities, beautiful surroundings near Holmes Lake, and much more. Plus, with Carriage Glen's current move-in special, you can save thousands if you act now. Carriage Glen invites you to take a personal tour or visit them online at carriageglenoflincoln.com. Discover the place you'll love to call home.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your KFXL Fox Nebraska weather. We'll see some patchy fog around this morning. Otherwise, partly cloudy with a high right around 57. Mostly clear skies into Monday night with lows bottoming out right around 43. Windy conditions expected on Tuesday with high of 66 along with partly cloudy skies. I'm meteorologist Regina Bird from 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
It's time to carve out good savings at Supreme Spa and Pool, above ground pools. Now from $29.99, Step, the world's strongest semi-in-ground pool with a lifetime transferable warranty from $69.99. Book now. In-ground pool packages from $29.99. Installed this year. Cash and carry spas from $39.99. Ready for immediate pickup with a free water care kit. Carve out good savings at SupremeSpaAndPool.com.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
One-on-one with DP.
Let's bring in Lindsey Krause, Husker Volleyball, being from Nebraska. Walk us through the first time full house at the Vandy, and you walk out the tunnel and you guys hear the crowd. Walk us through that.
Oh my gosh. So the first time that was for me was the red-white match, our scrimmage. Like, we literally didn't even have another team on the side of the court. And I was scared out of my mind. I was, okay, maybe not scared, right word, but like nervous. Like, just like so nervous. I've been watching these games, coming to these games since I was 12 years old. And so now I'm on the court.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs at a price that's right for you, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, an easy track lawnmower, or gator, every piece of equipment in pre-owned inventory is put through a rigorous inspection so it's ready to work hard for you. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Learn more at landmarkimp.com or stop into a local Landmark location and experience the Landmark difference.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com. Are you dragging through each day? Most people are dehydrated or deficient in essential vitamins, minerals, and more. Live Hydration Spa helps you get more out of your life with their IV hydration treatments to help with anti-aging, weight loss, endurance, and more. Their performance packages can help you feel better doing your normal daily routine with boosts of energy and vitality, an increase in immunity, and quicker athletic recovery. Call today for an appointment at 402-413-2042 or walk in at 71st and Pioneers. Live Hydration Spa.
With today's Husker Radio Report, I'm Sean Callahan of HuskerOnline.com. I think there's always a concern when your football team is 3-5 that you might lose them at some point. But as head coach Scott Frost looks at his squad heading in this final 4 games of 2021, he still has a lot of confidence in his team heading into Purdue this week.
I don't think this is going to happen with this team. In years past, I think it might have happened. This team, there's no quit in these guys. I'm not worried about that. Guys will come fight.
The off weekend also should help Frost and the Huskers have a good handle on the Boilermakers.
We're going to really take a deep dive to try to make sure that we're in the right stuff a week from Saturday. I think it's an advantage to have 2 weeks to get ready for a team instead of 1 and be hurrying it. We were on the other side of that last week. We'll be on the other side of it this week. So we're going to spend a lot of time making sure that we address that stuff and try to game plan as best we can.
Huskers enter this weekend as a 7-point favorite over Purdue on Saturday. Reporting with the Nebraska football team in Lincoln, I'm Sean Callahan of HuskerOnline.com.
Tired of interrupted printing or money-wasting long-term copier contract? Join Cartridge World's no-cost printer program. You get a free brand printer, free service maintenance and repair, free delivery. All this for just buying our high-quality, affordable printer cartridges. Simple agreements and local friendly service, as it has been for more than 25 years. Cartridge World. Contact us today.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back here on the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Nick Sainer and Enrique Alvarez Clary with you today. As always, 402-464-5685, Honda Lincoln Hotline, Sartor Hamann text line. Both those are open for you guys for the rest of the show. We were just talking during the break a little bit with Jake about NFL. And I offered him this. I said, what if the Dolphins traded with the Texans, Jalen Waddle, Mike Gesicki, and 2 first-round picks?
You're a monster.
I said, for Deshaun, would you take that, Jake? And he goes, absolutely not. They would need to trade Tua. I agree, but it's the Texans. And Texans front office is not the smartest.
They will not accept a trade that does not involve
include
a quarterback.
You're right. So before we get to Husker football here, the Manning cast returns tonight, Rico.
Woohoo! I've never watched a single one.
Well, you might want to watch it tonight, especially at the start.
I probably won't.
Because they will be on a path. Their first guest, Marshawn Lynch.
Boy, the kid.
Beast mode.
We are on a path.
So make sure you tune into the Manning cast tonight. Marshawn Lynch will be the first guest.
Or don't. It's your choice.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. Nick's not telling you what to do.
I'm recommending it. All right, let's talk about Husker football. Rico, how are we feeling going into Saturday, man? Are you okay?
I have revved my confidence back up. I don't know why I did it, but they are, I don't know how many point favorites they are.
7.
But my thing currently with Nebraska football is if it is a single score game, they will lose. So right now I have them winning by 12. It'll probably go down or up as the week goes by. Actually, it definitely will go down or up. We will see, but I still do not feel good about a single score game. And I didn't watch much of the Purdue-Wisconsin game, but seeing them lose 30-13 to a team with no offense after beating a team with no offense is very strange. And I think they might have gotten up too high for Iowa. Granted, it's the number 2 team in the nation, so is there really getting up too high for that? But I think they expended a lot of energy, a lot of emotional energy on that one. So coming into the Wisconsin game, it was just kind of like, bleh.
Well, on Saturday against Wisconsin, Purdue did have 5 turnovers. They lost 2 fumbles. They threw 3 picks. And they play a weird. We're going to dive into Purdue a little bit more in depth tomorrow, just kind of the opponent, who to watch for. We'll listen to what some of the things that Jeff Brom said today. We'll talk all that tomorrow. But because today I want to make it kind of about Nebraska. And it was a weird thing. And Rico, it's in the folder there. Frost said it today. It's in our folder. Something about having to hit the mad button at practice. And it's interesting because we've talked about it. I talked about it on Friday when actually Big Sky and I filled in for DP from 5 to 6. I talked about it, how, when there's a lot of good things going on in a program, you want to tell people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're always curious, and I know listeners are sometimes curious why people aren't allowed into some practices. Frost actually kind of touched on why here in this clip, but then he also added some points about the things that they're running. Red zone offense was a big conversation point today at the press conference because if you guys were listening to us last week, Nebraska's red zone offense has been abysmal.
Atrocious.
It's been repetitive and repeatedly bad. And it just hasn't worked.
Abhorrent.
And so Adrian spoke on that a little bit here as well. But first, and we'll get to that after this clip, but first, here's Scott Frost talking about if he and his coaching staff has to be careful about hitting the mad button or jumping on guys at practice.
I'm tempted in here sometimes. No, we don't let you guys into practice for a lot of reasons. That's one of them, because we do hit the mad button sometimes. I hit it on Wednesday. I put them in a lot of situations Wednesday with simulating the game on the line just to try to help them experience that even more. Not that we haven't done that before, but just continue to try to put them in competitive situations. This one matters. Can we count on you when it counts? We did a lot of really good things. We did a couple dumb things, and I wasn't happy about it. So there's a time and a place for that. And certain coaches we have on staff are better at hitting the mad button than others. But they're getting the players to play hard. This team believes how good they are, and we got another really good opponent coming in here, so we get another chance. I
will say this, a little bit of encouragement here. it's encouraging to hear that they're putting players in a situation where the game would be on the line. That is a positive that we can take out of that clip.
Some situational football at practice is very important.
However, I don't imagine that this is the first time, or that today's practice was the first day that, or I guess last Wednesday's practice was the first day that they do this. And yet Nebraska still struggles in the red zone and still struggles with situational football. As we all know, they make a lot of big mistakes, crucial mistakes in crunch time. And one of those guys is Adrian Martinez, unfortunately enough for him. It's Adrian Martinez that has fumbled quite a few times and has made a poor throw or just a bad decision, whether it's chucking the ball out of the end zone and it turns up to be a safety, whether it's trying to fight for a couple extra yards, and whatever your stance is on that, like it was against Michigan. But we don't need to get into that. But
maybe later.
Either way, something, once again, is not working. It's not transitioning from what the success on the practice field is to what is happening on Saturdays. And that is a huge disconnect and a huge problem that you kind of need to worry about, that we've talked about before, is that this coaching staff, whoever it is, whether it's Scott Frost at the end of the day or whether it's whoever the next guy is whenever Scott's done, that is their job, to connect what the success that they see on the practice field to the success on Saturdays. And yet through 3.5 years, it hasn't been that.
Now you have to also throw in there, and I know this is with every practice in every sport and every situation that comes about, but you can work on situational football and what situations you're in, until the cows come home.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, you have a certain play you want to run on 3rd and 5. And you're practicing against your own defense. Well, guess what? The defense you're going against on Saturday probably won't be running the same defense that you're facing in practice. So that play that you want to run on 3rd and 5 that works every single time in practice might not work on Saturday. And I know people are going to say, well, that's why you adjust things, and that's why you have to look at things, and you have multiple different, avenues for success in certain plays. But and that happens in every situation in a football game. But that is also a problem that every coach has to deal with, is you have your situational football, you work on everything you want to work on. You might get thrown a curveball, and that's something you also have to prepare for. And it's a never-ending preparation cycle for every single possible situation that could happen. And even then, there could be something you didn't expect.
Well, don't forget, Rico, that was the reason in the first half of Illinois. That's the reason they gave us for the first half of Illinois, was that they came out in a different look than what they had prepared for. And that was not, number one, that's not good to hear. Number two, that was not received well, as it should be.
Yeah.
So
you've got to prepare for every situation, even if, it's crazy, because there's still going to be things that you didn't prepare for. But in that moment, that's where the good coaches and the good players make their hay, is something happened that wasn't supposed to happen, something that you didn't see going on. And that's when you adjust in the moment and you make yourself a legend, just a really solid player, a really solid coach.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. So Nebraska has Purdue this Saturday. A couple things of note from today's presser before we take a break, because we're a couple minutes behind here. Deontay Williams will not play on Saturday. Frost says that he expects him back this season. Didn't give a timeline or a timetable on his return, but Deontay Williams is out. He mentioned a couple guys of note. George Karlaftis on the defensive end position. That's going to be something that Nebraska's offensive line is really going to have to pick up the pressure from Karlaftis. He's going to be a top draft pick in the NFL draft coming up this next spring. And that's a guy that we've talked about it. We know what Adrian can do when he's given time. However, once again, something that this offensive line hasn't necessarily done to a consistent level is give Adrian Martinez time. And that has to worry you to an extent on Saturday. With Deontay Williams out, Purdue really likes to throw the football. Their running back room is extremely beaten up right now, and so they're going to throw the football around the yard. And
David Bell is one of the best receivers in college football right now.
He's extremely smart. I was watching some of his route patterns against Iowa.
Dude is crisp.
And he's crisp, he's twitchy, but then also he does a really, really good job of tracking the ball over his shoulder. Made a nice little decision to do a fade route. I can share that video on Twitter as well here later today. But no, David Bell can obviously beat you That'll be another. Cam Taylor-Britt's really going to have to step up. He's going to have a Michigan game type performance this Saturday because Purdue is going to test him. They're not afraid of throwing the football, if that makes sense. Adrian Martinez will be 100%, so that's promising after it was obvious, and they're not shy to admit it. They're not necessarily giving details.
They didn't say it before the game or during the game, but afterwards, you could tell during and then afterwards they were pretty open. Adrian was not 100% for that Minnesota game. Again, not an excuse. As he said, it's not an excuse. He still believed he should have performed better, and he should have performed better. But that is something that this offense relies on, is him being able to create with his feet, and he wasn't able to do that.
Yeah. So just a couple things of note there before we move on to Purdue. All right. They also got onto the road for some recruiting. I was in Millard South and Omaha. Burke Shenander was there with a couple players. Frost was at Seacrest with Mike Dawson watching Southeast and Elkhorn South. And then he mentioned that Barrett Ruud was around the state in addition to them. All right, let's take our final time out. When we come back, we'll wrap up Monday's show and get you ready for one-on-one with DP. We'll do all that next here on The Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Listening to this Allstate commercial about savings might be the hardest thing about getting those savings. Save for simply becoming an Allstate customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. Allstate. Minimum effort, maximum reward.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
At Mountain Dew, we support the best and baddest disaster relief group in America, Team Rubicon. To show our support of Team Rubicon, Mountain Dew put in $1 million. And now you can help Team Rubicon too. Look for specially marked Team Rubicon bottles of Mountain Dew, Diet Mountain Dew, and Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. Enter for a chance to win weekly prizes at MountainDewTR.com and donate to Team Rubicon. You'll earn exclusive rewards when you do. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 and older. Subject to rules at MountainDewTR.com. Ends 10/3/2020.
Take your tan to the max at Max Tan and tan for a can every day through the month of October. Bring in a can of food for the food bank and get a free tan from Max Tan. See maxtan.net for details. Tan for a can every day in October. Only at Max Tan.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com.
Tired of interrupted printing or money-wasting long-term copier contract? Join Cartridge World's no-cost printer program. You get a free brand printer, free service maintenance and repair, free delivery. All this for just buying our high-quality, affordable printer cartridges. Simple agreements and local-friendly service, as it has been for more than 25 years. Cartridge World. Contact us today.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL Weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your KFXL Fox Nebraska weather. We'll see some patchy fog around this morning. Otherwise, partly cloudy with a high right around 57. Mostly clear skies into Monday night with lows bottoming out right around 43. Windy conditions expected on Tuesday with high of 66 along with partly cloudy skies. I'm meteorologist Regina Bird from 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
It's time to carve out good savings at Supreme Spa and Pool, above ground pools. Now from $29.99, Step, the world's strongest semi-in-ground pool
with a lifetime transferable warranty
from $69.99. Book now. In-ground pool packages from $29.99.
Installed this year.
Cash and carry spas from $39.99.
Ready for immediate pickup
with a free water care kit. Carve out good savings at
Supreme Spa and Pool.
LiveHydration.com.
Are you dragging through each day? Most people are dehydrated or deficient in essential vitamins, minerals, and more. Live Hydration Spa helps you get more out of your life with their IV hydration treatments to help with anti-aging, weight loss, endurance, and more. Their performance packages can help you feel better doing your normal daily routine with boosts of energy and vitality, an increase in immunity, and quicker athletic recovery. Call today for an appointment at 402-413-2042 or walk in at 71st and Pioneers. Live Hydration Spa.
With today's Husker Radio Report, I'm Sean Callahan of HuskerOnline.com. I think there's always a concern when your football team is 3-5 that you might lose them at some point. But as head coach Scott Frost looks at his squad heading in this final 4 games of 2021, he still has a lot of confidence in his team heading into Purdue this week.
I don't think this is going to happen with this team. In years past, I think it might have happened. This team, there's no quit in these guys. I'm not worried about that. Guys will come fight.
The off weekend also should help Frost and the Huskers have a good handle on the Boilermakers.
We're going to really take a deep dive to try to make sure that we're in the right stuff a week from Saturday. I think it's an advantage to have 2 weeks to get ready for a team instead of 1 and be hurrying it. We were on the other side of that last week. We'll be on the other side of it this week. So we're going to spend a lot of time making sure that we address that stuff and try to game plan as best we can.
Huskers enter this weekend as a 7-point favorite over Purdue on Saturday. Reporting with the Nebraska football team in Lincoln, I'm Sean Callahan of HuskerOnline.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air's motto is our family serving yours. That starts with how we hire. We go through an extensive interview process to really get to know you and show you who we are. We want to help you build a great career, be challenged, have fun, and bring home an excellent weekly paycheck. We offer competitive wages with benefits, including a day off for your birthday. Apply to be a part of the John Henry's family at jhlincoln.com. That's jhlincoln.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
You could celebrate a Nebraska football win with chips or wings and your favorite beverage, but Beatrice Bakery has all sorts of cakes to celebrate all victories this fall. Coffee cake, breakfast bread, artisan cakes, and especially Grandma's fruit cake. No one remembers who brought the chips, but everyone remembers who brought the cake. Make your parties memorable and your Mondays at the office better with cakes from Beatrice Bakery. They ship nationwide. Check out BeatriceBakery.com. Proud sponsors of the Nebraska Shrine Bowl. Welcome to our world of yum.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs at a price that's right for you, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, an easy track lawnmower, or gator, every piece of equipment in pre-owned inventory is put through a rigorous inspection so it's ready to work hard for you. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything is sold meets their quality standards. Learn more at landmarkimp.com or stop into a local Landmark location and experience the Landmark difference.
Now back to the happy hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back here one final time here on the happy hour, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm, .com. Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary with you. 464-5685 Honda Lincoln Hotline, Sutter Heyman text line. They're both open for you. Stick around after us. It'll be one-on-one with DP from 3 to 4. Old School with DP and Jay from 4 to 6. Matt Abdelmasi will be joining them, I believe, right at 4 is when DP said. Ahead of Nebraska men's basketball's exhibition. Thank you. I keep wanting to say preseason game.
Words are hard.
Exhibition game against Peru State on Wednesday. And then following Old School, Nicole Griffith will be on with Happer and Big Sky from 6 to 8 tonight. Wow. So I don't know. I think we need to do a check on what Nicole, because I know she's a Bears fan. And
check on your Bears fans, people. They are not okay.
They are not okay right now. Tough game. Great game for the Bucks defense if you had them in fantasy, as I did.
Oofta. I had the Pats.
But I also we were talking about this. Jamar Chase played well for us. Jamar Chase did extremely well.
Jamar Chase is going to win Rookie of the Year.
You think?
Yes. None of the quarterbacks are playing well. Mac Jones is playing the best, and he's not playing that well.
He's not playing well.
None of the defenders. I can't even name a good rookie defender. A good rookie running back. Can't think of any also.
Najee Harris.
not having a great season.
Hold on. Let's look up Najee Harris's.
And even if he is, the Steelers are garbage.
I saw this today.
Jamar Chase is going to win Rookie of the Year.
Listen to this, Rico. Carson Palmer said this earlier today on the Dan Patrick Show, that Mike Tomlin is in the running for the USC job.
Wow. I mean, he's had to deal with a lot of...
Would Tomlin leave the Steelers?
He has had to deal with a lot of toxicity in that Steelers locker room over the years. So I wouldn't be surprised if he decided to leave, although possibly, I don't know, making more money in the NFL than he would in college.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think
USC, though. It's USC.
I know, but it's the NFL.
Yeah. You could get out of cold Pittsburgh, though.
That is true. I don't know how much, or I don't know Mike Tomlin's coaching career, or what he's done up until this point. So I don't know if he has any experience in the college ranks. So you'll have to make that type of adjustment. But some former NFL coaches have made the adjustment to college quite easy.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to this here. Okay, Cubsker says if Tomlin leaves the Steelers, I'm going to cry. Let's see Mike Tomlin.
Good
coaching career, because I'm curious on where he's been before. Past teams coach, defense coordinator for the Vikings, defensive for the Bucks, Cincinnati Bearcats, Arkansas State, Memphis, and VMI. He was the wide receivers coach at VMI. Virginia Military Institute under head coach Bill Stewart.
Well, there you go. He has had some
back in 1995.
I assumed he had some college experience. I didn't know if it was a college head coach, but
yeah, he's been assistants before.
He knows the college game.
Yeah, absolutely. Najee Harris also 102 carries, 388 yards, 2 scores.
No, not Rookie of the Year.
Not where Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase has 6 touchdowns already.
Stats.
And one of them is like an 80-something yarder.
35 catches, 754 yards, 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, Jamar Chase is winning Rookie of the Year.
Wow.
It's not
so it's that LSU connection.
It's not even close. I remember when everybody clowned the Bengals for not taking an offensive lineman and taking Jamar Chase. I still think they should have taken an offensive lineman, but this is working out pretty well.
All right. There it is, folks. Jamar Chase, Rookie of the Year. All right. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. One-on-one with DP is next. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Adios.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer.